Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys DE Sam Williams' role to increase. Dan Quinn did well to raid the Cowboys roster, signing 3 of the team's free agents. 2 of those additions, edge rushers Dorrance Armstrong and Dante Fowler, are set to serve as Commanders' defensive ends as the team regroups post Montez Sweat and Chase Young. The Armstrong and Fowler defections wound the Cowboys' D-line, but they do not exactly gut the unit. Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence remain, and the Cowboys will gain a clearer picture of what they have in 2022 second-round pick Sam Williams. An earlier report pegged Williams as likely to play more in 2024. The Dallas Morning News' David Moore indicates he is the lead candidate to be the Cowboys' top rusher off the bench this season. While the Quinn connection opened the door to Fowler and Armstrong making intra-NFC East relocations, Moore adds the Cowboys deeming Williams readier for more work helped lead the older pass rushers to Washington. Despite Williams missing 2 games as a rookie, he logged only 30 more defensive snaps, 303, in 2023. With Armstrong, 468, out of the picture, the former second-round pick will be a more important part of Dallas' pass rush this season. Williams, 25, recorded 4.5 sacks last season, that eclipsed his 2022 number, 4. Though, the Ole Miss product tallied just 9 QB hits. And his 17 QB pressures did not rank in the top 5 among Cowboys. Williams did total 10 tackles for loss as a rookie, showing signs of potential. Leading the way for the Cowboys' D3 role, Williams could begin a true course for a lucrative second contract by making strides this year. This gig netted Armstrong a 3-year, $33 million Washington accord, one that came after he played out a 2-year, $14 million contract following Randy Gregory's about-face that closed an unusual round of negotiations. A month after Gregory's Denver departure, the Cowboys chose Williams 56th overall. The team gave Fowler another 1-year contract in 2023, however, restricting Williams' upward mobility. The ex-Quinn Falcons charge played in all 17 games, totaling 4 sacks as a supporting caster. The Cowboys placed a premium on a well-stocked pass-rushing crew, drafting Western Michigan's Marshawn Kneeland 56th overall. A rumored sleeper who booked 16 pre-draft visits, Kneeland joins Williams as a potential auxiliary rusher in Dallas. Williams compiled a better college resume, notching 20.5 sacks in his 3 Rebel seasons. Kneeland tallied 13 in 5 Western Michigan slates. But this duo stands to comprise Dallas' top rotational options. It appears Williams will be asked to do more to start the season. 20 questions. Next player to sign long-term deal? Patrick Walker. I honestly don't see how it won't be CeeDee Lamb, to be honest. This is obviously just my opinion on the matter, but it's also rooted in reading both the writing on the wall and the tea leaves on the table in front of it. There hasn't been much traction yet toward a deal on Dak Prescott, and Micah Parsons has outright said he's content to wait his turn, which likely means that's a matter for 2025. Also, Lamb is currently holding out and the Cowboys would prefer to not begin one of their most pivotal training camps ever without one of the best receivers in franchise history, who is still only 25 years old, by the way. And with Justin Jefferson having now made the numbers clear in the WR market, I feel Lamb's deal can and will probably land any day now. Kurt Daniels. It would be nice if someone signed, right? At this point I'd have to go with CeeDee Lamb. Micah Parsons is a problem for down the road. A very large problem, mind you, but he's on the back burner for now. Lamb, though, could seemingly be signed any day as the market has already been set with the Justin Jefferson deal. Perhaps the negotiation issue is if Lamb comes in just over that benchmark or a bit under, but surely they're not that far apart in negotiations. Of course, the real concern is Dak Prescott. Likewise, the Joe Burrow/Trevor Lawrence deal seemed to have a set a market price that the Cowboys will likely have to top with Prescott, so what's the hold-up? Are they that unsure about a player who was second in MVP voting last year? Is Prescott playing hardball despite his "don't play for money" comment? Is the team simply waiting to get a good look at Trey Lance in the preseason, which seems more and more believable? Or do they need Lamb to sign so they know how much cap space, or little of it, they have to work with to get Prescott's contract done? One of these dominoes has to fall eventually. And hopefully sooner rather than later. Mickey Spagnola, by process of elimination, next to sign likely becomes CeeDee Lamb. Unless Micah Parsons wants to take lesser money to sign a long-term deal earlier to get his money now, and the same goes for Dak Prescott, next up most likely will be CeeDee Lamb. But these guys should not test playing a game of contract roulette with the Cowboys since they are in no cap position to cave in to pay top positional dollar. As for CeeDee, who has been withholding services during the offseason, the Cowboys are likely waiting to hear what type of deal his side is expecting. Let's not assume just because Jordan Jefferson signed an extension averaging $35 million a year with the Vikings that Lamb will settle for that. Probably wants his contract to at least look like more. But, when reading the fine print on Jefferson's contract, the practical money extension comes to $31.25 million a year, and bet the Cowboys would do that today. Plus, does Lamb really want to play the final contract year on his $17.99 million fifth-year option, betting on his health, then taking the chance of being franchised the next season for a projected $24.7 million? That totals $42.7 million over 2 years, $21.35 million average, when that 2-year total could become his signing bonus today on a long-term deal? Nick Eatman, my answer is CeeDee Lamb. I would imagine it's no different than anyone else. But we had the same question last year and I actually answered Terrence Steele. The right answer would have been Diggs, but Steele and Hooker weren't far behind. My point is that could be anyone willing to do a deal. I'm ready for the curveball at any time, but I still think it's going to be CeeDee, and I think it's done before we leave for camp. Cowboys look to bloodline of iconic jazz performer, R&B singer, for defensive help. The Dallas Cowboys may be looking to the bloodline of iconic jazz singer Nat King Cole and R&B legend Natalie Cole to improve their defensive line. The 27-year-old Ray was among 4 United Football League (UFL) players who the Cowboys worked out on Tuesday. The defensive end played 4 seasons with Boston College from 2015 to 18, finishing 5th in the ACC in sacks, 9.0, during his senior year. Ray then went undrafted before signing with the Cleveland Browns in 2019 and also spent time with the practice squads of the Buffalo Bills, Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars, and New York Jets. Ray made his NFL debut in 2020 with the Tennessee Titans, recording 2 tackles, 1 quarterback hit, 1 sack and 1 tackle for loss across 4 games, 1 start. He also appeared in 1 playoff game that season with the Titans but didn't register any statistics. Ray had his most impactful season in 2021, finishing with 15 combined tackles, 2 quarterback hits, 1 sack and 1 forced fumble in 15 regular season contests, 1 start, with the Cincinnati Bengals and taking the field for 1 playoff game. He played 3 games with the Denver Broncos and 1 with the Titans in 2022 before spending 2023 with the UFL San Antonio Brahmas. Ray finished his season with San Antonio by posting 5.5 sacks. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Wyatt Ray? Leave your opinion in the comments.